We're in beer in Tier 3. We've got Formosa Brewing and we got 23 Brewing. And we got some new exciting beers, I believe.
Yeah, we have a new beer coming out.
Bringing a new beer in Tier 3, has it been difficult?
This is the first time I will have done it. So far, it's difficult because we don't have the opportunity to move the beer out to all of our usual B2B channels and get it in the hands of people that will get it in the hands of other people. All we can really do is make it available for pickup or delivery.
And what is the beer we're talking about?
It's called Mercury Retrograde. It's a bit of a juicy, full-bodied mango beer. Really easy drinking. The version we're putting out has a little bit of green tea in it. But it's not super noticeable. The tea is pretty low-key. But brewing in Tier 3 is deciding how you package. So we made a last-minute decision to put most of this beer into bottles. Customer or the market at the moment is, a fraction of the normal market size. Not everybody is choosing to go to a bar to pick up beer or order for delivery. So it's a small percentage of an already small percentage of people who are still consuming craft beer during this time.
Very funny the difference of reaction in France, for instance, during the pandemic. Mm-hmm. Everything was locked down, then open again, and locked down and open, back and forth. But most of the breweries in the beginning they were in trouble. Like I remember Brewdog lost like 80% of their business. Mm-hmm. But eventually people went back to drink beer, and the business exploded for some breweries. They went up the roof. People are drinking like pigs.
I think the same has happened in England. Now
Yes.
It's opened up.
Yes, I think so.
They're just going crazy.
But during all this year, some breweries made maybe 30% or 40% more than usually. So the difference is very interesting, how
Mm-hmm.
people react.
So do you think the same could happen here in Taiwan?
I'm not sure it will. Because this is just my point of view, that Taiwanese, it seems that they are more used to drink outside with friends than drink at home, like watching a film or drinking with your girlfriend or boyfriend. French people really like to drink at home. I'm not sure they will react the same way. Also, I think Taiwanese are so afraid. So I'm not sure they will move to another step. I hope they will.
French home drinking habits sound very similar to American home drinking habits. It's very normal to pick up a six-pack at a supermarket and drink beer at home. We've actually toyed with the idea of creating some PSAs to help people understand how to enjoy beer at home for the market here. It's kind of try to use this as an opportunity to normalize drinking at home, as it should be.
Yeah, you get the Taiwan beer in the 4-pack, you get the Heineken or 6-pack small can. You don't see that much here with craft brewers, do you?
Well, I think that's not necessarily because a craft brewer doesn't want to do it. It's the cost of having your product in a larger package size in a mainstream convenience store, supermarket, refrigerator. Like, Taiwan beer can afford to do that. I don't think, my understanding is it takes an investment would be an investment on our part to get position in that kind of shopping channel. So to ask them to put 6 units in a single box seems far-fetched, unfortunately.
So all the way from Lyon, Cyril has flown in specially, just as Tier 3 started. What's happening with Formosa Brewing at the moment?
Not much. I'm drinking my own stock in my apartment, nothing else to do. I was a little bit frustrated as France is opening itself and I arrive and Taiwan shuts down. We'll still keep the faith. I think that's the only way to go. We released a new beer, actually, a couple of days ago. And I think we chose the perfect timing, the perfect weather to release an Imperial Stout.
Well, that's, Drinking at home, if you're opening an imperial stout, maybe it's a little bit more of a event.
Yes, but I'm not sure I would like to drink Imperial Stout under the sun out there.
True.
There are two major ways, as I recall for Imperial Stout, as you have some greasy, sweet caramel profile, and some more coffee roasted. So I'm more into that direction.
Okay.
And I'm not particularly fan of wood taste, but this is just me. So what we did is really like mocha, coffee, chocolate beans, things like that. More and quite dry. The recipe is made in, I think of it in France. It's made in Norway and it's brewed in Taiwan.
And I understand some of the recipes you devised in Taiwan have gone back to France.
Yes, we are on the verge to opening a real brewery, because here we are gypsy brewers. In France we already are gypsy brewers, but now we are about to open the brewery because we can't follow up and we want to be in control.
So we see so much French food here to actually be taking Taiwanese back to France.
We give it a try. The most beer I think that we want to introduce to French people is the Macau beer, with the one with the pepper, because it's very typical and very local. It doesn't have any Chinese roots. It's really original Taiwanese.
So the first time in Taiwan tasting the Imperial from Formosa.
Absolutely. It was released a few days ago.
All right, cheers.
Oh, cheers.
Good, smells good. Looks good. I like
Thank
the
you.
color quite a lot. What's the ABV on this guy?
8%.
I expected it to be in the double digits based on your previous work.
Yes.
You have a fondness for strong beer.
I like strong stuff. Maybe because I was the first beers that I started to drink were Belgian beers.
Mm-hmm.
So I was really raised with this, like strong triple, strong quadruple, Saint Bernardus, triple Carmelite, Quack, you name them. Barbare. Barbare was my first one, if I recall. All between 8 and 11%.
It's nice. It's like you said. It's got a really strong coffee character to it. Mocha, as you said before. It's got that. And it's nice and dry. It's not overly sweet or anything. It's just I would actually say sessionable imperial stout.
Yes.
Which
actually
is kind of a silly thing to say, but
actually you nailed it. Because usually imperial stout, when I have one, I say okay, I'm done. Mm-hmm. But I want a beer that I want to be able to drink all evening if I want.
Mm-hmm. Right. Yeah, there's like a kind of an arms race in terms of creating a luxurious body and layers upon layers of complexity, and the ABV being super high. And sometimes you just want to drink a dark beer.
Yes.
And have a lot of that dark roasty flavor, kind of like having an 8% coffee.
More or less.
Yes.
So I brought two IPAs. This is a New England IPA, but I call it New French IPA because the joke, I'm French, so it was just a joke. And so it's a hazy, fruity IPA, typical. And this one is the beer that makes me laugh the most, because it's a quadruple IPA, and it's a 12.7% IPA, but you don't feel the power of alcohol. You just think it's like 7, 8.
Okay.
And then after a few beers, suddenly.
Today we've seen that brewers in Taipei, in Tier 3, are still producing new exciting beers. What do you think the future is for 23?
Well, I think at this point we're following through with all the things that we started before COVID. So we have 2 new bars in progress. One's in Pingdong and one's in Taipei.
How do you think the guys down very south, are they into their craft beers now?
We'll find out.
Okay.
I would love to have this beer on the beach.
Oh
Yeah.
man, true, yeah.
It's a
That'd be
beachy
good.
beer and with a gin.
Oh yes.
Yeah, you can see
So, moving down to southern Taiwan, things are then opening up. You think craft beer is beginning to take off a bit more in Taiwan?
I'd say we're always moving as if that will be the case. Otherwise, that's kind of depressing if we think it's not going to happen. So just keep trying, making it more accessible, and as again, like normalizing enjoying this type of product in various parts of your life. Doesn't have to be some strange thing kept at a distance. It's just if you like good food, you go find the best food or the best version of that food. So if you like beer, you can treat it the same way.
I'm working on two recipes now, so it will come out, I hope, in the next 2 months. But now I must say that I came here for one reason. I wanted to open a bar, and I had everything. I have a bar manager. I have everything, but it shuts down. So I have to wait. So that would be the most exciting thing beside beer. Is I would like just to have my own place.
Mm-hmm. It's really about trying to get more traction with the craft beer as a whole. Like if we were making it easier for people to try and get involved with the beer, then the chances of it growing organically and naturally are better.
I was never in that spirit of competition, because I think it's silly, and I think the more people drink beer, the better it will be for all of us. So more people drink 23 beer, they will come to taste my beer, then taste Red Point, and then they are curious. I think we are all together, and like I say, this was my old shop. Support your local beer shop in France. I hope people in Taiwan will support us, and even if in those dark times, so they can support the local industry. With the pandemic, people are now more focused on local farmers, local shops, go less to supermarkets and local breweries, than more like I don't mind having a beer from San Francisco, but maybe in Lyon we can have just a nearby beer that is good. So I think people are now all over the world are focusing on local producers. I think that's kind of good. If people want our beers, just send us a message on our Facebook page, and we'll find a way.
And if you'd like to get a hold of some 23, just message us and we'll get in touch.